Welcome to a midweek edition of S&P 500 analysis. Today is November 3rd, 2021. We saw some crazy FOMO price action in the first two trading sessions of the week, and the market generated clue that I have shown you from my weekly video telling us to be on the lookout for a new all-time high from the S&P 500 came to once again. We saw a new high made by the S&P 500 every day this week so far. From these new highs, we also saw some crazy FOMO price move. In this video, we'll look at those crazy FOMO price action, the S&P 500 and the market internal to see where the S&P 500 could be headed and what we should do in this blowout phase of the market cycle. Stay tuned. Today was Fed announcement day. The Fed announced their update on their policy, and as expected, they left the rate unchanged and announced the tapering to begin with a $15 billion reduction from its monthly bond purchasing. So let's review the price action of the S&P 500 pre and post Fed announcement. Here on this 3-minute chart, you can see that I have marked off this level here. This 46.2871. And the reason I mark off this level is you can see that there has been a lot of support and resistance, being displayed by this level here. And today, when it opened, the market opened down and came back up and encountered this level as resistance. And they've been trying to get above this level throughout the day until right here at 2 p.m. Eastern time. That's when the Fed made its announcement, and you can see the price action of the S&P 500 went above this level and then immediately came back and backtested this level. And again, after it moved up, it did one more time. It came down and backtested or close to this level one more time before it took off and just kind of melted up and closed at 4660.49, another all-time high, another all-time closing high, and the S&P 500 ended up the session closed with a positive 29.92 point, or a gain of 0.65%. Now, looking at the breadth here, you could also see right before the FOMC announcement here, we have the new high, new low, in the New York Stock Exchange with 196 more new 52-week high than 52-week low. And the up-down volume ratio is positive 1.38, so that was in favor of the up volume. And also the VIX is 16.2, and the put-call ratio is at 0.42, while the advanced decline with the advancing issue outnumbered the declining issue by 390. So all in all, it was a positive, internal for the market, even though it was kind of down a little bit, right? Until the FOMC announcement, then all of a sudden everything just went up. The index went positive, and also the the new high, new low expanded a little bit and closed out the session with 238 more new 52-week high than 52-week low, and with a up-down volume ratio of positive 2.3 in favor of the up volume. And the VIX came up just a tad, from its low here at this low point, which is somewhere around 14.94. And it's sitting at 15.22 at the end of the session, and a put-call ratio at 0.45. So the market participants definitely are not fearful, and they are putting on risk, and the advance outnumbered the declining issue by a margin of 1,053. So all in all, the S&P 500 had a strong showing after the Fed announcement. The internals expanded positively. Now, before we go and take a look at some of those FOMO price action, let's take a quick look at the S&P 500. You can see on this S&P 500 daily chart here, remember on the weekly video, we're saying that on the upside, we could see somewhere around this 4,700 level, basically coming up to this trend line here on this upper channel trend line. right now it appears that is on its way up to that level. Now, would it actually get there by the end of this week, or would it pull back a little bit and then push up sometime next week? So that's a possibility. That the scenario is that it continue to melt up and push up to this 4,700 level, or will take a little bit of a pullback and possibly come back down, maybe down to this 45.45 or 45.50 level, retest this high here, then make another big push up to this 4,700 level. So those are two possible scenarios to keep an eye on, but definitely the market is on a melt-up phase. So we are not seeing the end of a new high yet. I believe I'm going to show you another clue later on. Matter of fact, it just printed tonight that we will most likely see another S&P 500 all-time high. So just bear that in mind. And here on the Nasdaq 100, you can see the Nasdaq 100 is also inching its way up to this level here on this upper trend line here. And we're essentially saying that somewhere around 16,200 plus level here on the weekly video when we were looking at this chart. And right now it exceeded this 200% extension for this Fibonacci retracement on this swing, and then we're watching this 15,950, as you can see that the price today and yesterday it closed above that level. So right now we're basically targeting this area here, and if you could push above this trend line, then we are looking at this 127 extension, 16,445, and that is coming from this particular swing on the Fibonacci retracement with this 127 extension. So again, same thing with the S&P 500. If it continues to push up, then look for this 16,200 area. But if it decides to pull back, then watch a retest of the recent high, which will be somewhere around this 15,700 level. And finally, for the Russell 2000, remember we've been watching this chop between here, this balancing act inside of this range here for quite a long while. And we're saying that if it could get above this range at the, get above this 2317 area, then the all-time high will be in play. And as you can see on Tuesday, it broke above that and closed above that. And today it really surged up and got above the 2400 level. It closed at 2404. So that's a all-time closing high and made it all-time high today. So right now, essentially the target that we are shooting at is somewhere around this 2498 or 2500 level. And that is essentially the extension of this range here, 1x of this extension. Now, we're not saying that it will get there, but that's basically just a target level to shoot at, because you could see that it could come up, some of these psychological number here, 2450, right? And also look for a 80% of the major move instead of 100% major move. Now, let's look at this crazy move on the Dow Jones Transportation. And this is part of the FOMO move by one of the stock in the Dow Jones Transportation, one of the 20 stock in the Dow Jones Transportation. You can see on Tuesday, right, it popped up over 2,300 points. This FOMO move is shot up and it just immediately, faded back down. And today has actually closed down, right? So these FOMO move is just absolutely crazy. The years that I've been watching the market, I have never seen such a move from the Dow Jones Transportation. So, and people that are saying this, confirm the Dow Jones Industrial new high because of the Dow theory is a bunch of nonsense. Those guys that is making that assertion doesn't understand the Dow theory. This is a broken index right now, the Dow Jones Transportation, because of the fact that one stock in the Dow Jones Transportation 20 is making stupid move that caused this, this index to make such a move is not indicative of the Dow theory in play. So right now, essentially, we're basically looking for this thing to come back down. I wouldn't be surprised it will come back down and retest this high here at 16,175, and it might even go below. We will not look at this as a gauge for us to, do any sort of assessment on the Dow theory. Instead, we're going to use the ETF because the ETF is a little bit more, realistic in a reflection of what the index should have been doing without this crazy FOMO move. So we're going to take a look at that crazy stock later on. And here, looking at the Dow Jones Industrial, you can see the Dow Jones Industrial also made new high. And right now, we're basically still watching this target level of 36,438. And that is the 1x extension of this range here that it have broken out at this level here. So, and also right now it's broken out this upward trend line, essentially this little channel here. Okay, so we're targeting somewhere around this 36,500. Now again, if it pulls back, then we're basically looking at this 35,150 area. In the meantime, we could also see a little bit of a support, test for support here, somewhere around this high, essentially somewhere around 35,600 area. Now let's take a look at that crazy stock that actually caused the Dow Jones Transportation Index to go crazy, to go berserk, right? It's the Avis, right? This Avis, you look at what happened was Avis reported earning the night before, right, on Monday. They reported earning $10.74 a share. That compared to the previous quarter of $5.90. So that really blew out the the street number, and also they reassert that they that $1 billion buyback. Now that $1 billion is not new, so I don't know why the market reacted that favorably to that announcement. But this is what the market really reacting to is the $10.74 earning. Now, how they came up with this number, I have no idea. I don't study those kind of stuff, but I would probably guess. Remember the earlier of the year that we have that reopening and people start traveling again, that there are people claiming that they have to pay like $200 to $400 car rental fee a day. Right? So maybe this is what caused them to have these windfall profit. So again, if that is the case, I'm not sure that they'd be able to keep up with this, this number here of $10 plus a share, earning per share in the coming quarter. So we'll see, because I wouldn't be surprised to see Avis will come back down and dip below this number here before the earning come out. And I wouldn't even be surprised for them to come back in. And if we go back to the pandemic, the pre-pandemic level there, where they are, they basically right here before the beginning of the pandemic, right? The price level here was it closed at $50.34. I wouldn't be surprised to see this come back down to this level eventually, right? Because there got to be something fishy about these numbers, right? You look at the earning, even pandemic level, earning 73 cents a share, and then in the pandemic they lost $5.60, and then they make $1.13, and then lost 36 cents, and lost $2.43, and all of a sudden they make $5.90, and boom, $10.76, 74 cents, right? So go figure. Yeah. Well, the CEO claimed that they did some remarkable cost cutting and new way of doing business and efficiency and that kind of stuff. Well, we'll see how long that will last. But again, not criticizing their operation, but definitely, the market just went crazy because there's a lot of short covering also, and you see, don't know how many people really got trapped up here, and how many people have lost fortune based on this type of price move here. And then here's another FOMO move, Bed Bath and Beyond, right? They just make an announcement to say that, hey, look, we are getting in a collaboration with Kroger, and all of a sudden, just by that, the company valuation essentially went up 50%. I mean, what give? I mean, I don't even see they mention about what is the expected benefit from this collaboration in terms of, increase of revenue, increase on EPS, that sort of thing. But again, the market is going crazy, right? Like I said in one of my tweets, I said it reminds me of the day back in the dot-com era that if you're going to start a company or you want your company valuation to go up, just change your company's name by attaching a .com on it. And all of a sudden, the next day, your stock price will go up because they will value you as a internet.com company valuation. So go figure, So these are kind of move, when you get close to the top of the market, the end of the cycle. So you got to be careful when you see these kind of stuff. And here's the other one that I want to show you, and probably no surprise to majority of the market watchers. And here you got Tesla. Okay, Tesla, went up because of the recent announcement, right, about Hertz be buying 100,000 of Tesla Model 3 or Tesla EV, okay, for rental. And even Elon said on a tweet a couple of days ago, saying that, hey, if you guys think that the Tesla stock is going up because of the Hertz announcement or the deal, the company don't even have a contract yet. And besides, he also said materially it won't make an impact because, Tesla right now is essentially selling all they could make. All right, so even with this Hertz 100,000 or 200,000, car purchase, Elon is saying that it is not going to make a hell of a difference to the revenue or the sale because they basically sold out. So the thing is, this is going crazy, right? You see, I mean, the company essentially increased another $500 billion valuation because of that. I don't know. Right, so you go figure. Again, when we get to the near the top or the end of a market, bull market cycle, we see these ridiculous, euphoric FOMO type of price action. Now, how much higher Tesla could go before it correct? Who knows? But right now, I'm basically looking at 1244, and I believe in the aftermarket, after hour today. It went up. Let me see. Let me put that on the after hour and see where it go. So you can see in the after hour, the high here was 1218, $1,218.99, and here is actually 1218.98. So this one is 1 penny higher. Okay. So, but again, 2 days ago, we seen in the after hour as high as 1,224.89. So it could, it could come up to this 1244 or 1250 area before decide to, give it back some, right? So we'll see. I mean, definitely right now the market is gone a little bit haywire with a lot of these FOMO action. So just be careful out there. And like I said, during these time when the market is going crazy on a FOMO blowout phase, is that if you are trading on margin, do not extend that leverage, because if this market decide to turn, you might not have time to get out without being forced out because of margin call. Okay, so, and the other thing that, I would do in a case like this is start, either, tighten up the stop or scaling out and reducing the size. Although, if this market continue to melt up, you might feel that, oh man, I am missing out some of these profit and leaving a lot of money on the table here by selling too early. Well, we could not time it to sell at the top. We try to say we're going to sell on the other side of the peak. When it starts coming down, then we start selling out. But doing a top, when the market is, blowing off, when it turns, you will not have time to get out on the other side of the top of the peak, because it will come down so fast because everybody is, heading out at the same door. You just won't be able to get out. Yeah, you might sacrifice some of the potential profit, and who knows, right, how high you could go. And that's the old saying that bulls and bear make money, but pig gets slaughtered. So don't be a pig. So with that said, be sure to smash that thumbs up to help me promote and share this video. Be careful and good luck.